Ladies and gentlemen, welcome and thank you very much for joining our live presentation on LinkedIn. My name is Robert Ruschansky and I'm part of Fissmann Climate Solutions MEA. We have a kind of short presentation today. It will take around 20 minutes. So there is no questions possible. Otherwise, we cannot keep the timing. If any questions or comments from your side, please submit to the email address you see on the slide below. And I will be very happy to discuss any questions with you, or if some of you want to have a deep dive into one or another topic, then we can also do that. Our presentation will start with a few words about our history and mission in industrial boiler business. Furthermore, we would like to introduce you to our manufacturing facilities. The third topic will be an overview about our Vitomax product range for boilers and peripheral components for boiler plants, which make Fissmann a one-stop shop for boiler plant equipment. The next topic then on the agenda will deal with our sales and engineering documents. It is something that is rarely heard of in similar presentations, but which is nevertheless important and essential because every project starts with only paper long before the first piece of steel is processed. The main focus of this presentation will be the Vitomax design details, because it's the details which make the difference. And at the end, a few words about our Fissmann Academy, which is the backbone of our boiler service strategy. So let's jump right in. Fissmann was founded 108 years ago in 1917. The first products were small ovens for residential heating. Probably it is still the residential products which the majority of people reference with the name Fissmann, but we also have an over 60 years track record for industrial boilers since 1962. The first boiler was a 6 megawatt boiler with reverse firing, and you can see a picture of it on top right side. Since then, the boiler program has been continuously further developed. So there's also a picture of our latest boiler, the Vitomax E Hybrid, which was rolled out in 2022. This boiler allows the simultaneous use of oil, gas, and electricity as a combined heat source. The main driver for this continuous development was, and still is, our claim to always be frontrunner in boiler technology and innovation. Other drivers were, for example, our responding to market demands to broaden the range of application, like waste heat recovery, or new legal requirements such as stricter NOx emission limits. In both cases, special boiler series were developed to fully meet the demand for a perfectly fitted boiler. Another example is the CO2 reduction goal, leading to upgrading the Vitomax to be 100% H2 ready, and then again a new boiler series for pure electric or hybrid operation. In parallel, a high number of detail improvements, boiler options, and accessories were developed, and the integration of the Fissmann Powerline products in 2014 added equipment for feedwater, blowdown, and condensate management systems to our program range, enabling Fissmann to supply complete systems, we call them solutions, as a single source supply. So as you can see in our chronology, Fissmann focuses a lot on continuous development and improvement of our products, because the most important are our customers and their needs. Therefore, our mission can be summarized in 3 core targets: being and staying the front runner in boiler innovation, quality, and reliability, provide customer-centric boiler solutions, and finally, ensure an optimum after-sales service. We currently operate 2 manufacturing sites. One is located in Mittenwalde, top picture, in the south of Berlin, and the second one, below picture, is located in Dombova, Hungary. Both are perfectly equipped with latest state-of-the-art CNC equipment. Our craftsmen are educated and graduated in their profession. Our welders are regularly examined and certified. Both locations work under the FISMAN QM/QC system and thus fulfill the very high quality standards set by FISMAN. Our next topic is about the FISMAN product variety. As you can see on this opening schematic, there's a lot more equipment necessary than just the boiler. Roughly, there are 3 sections, which are the boiler system with fuel supply and flue gas systems on the left side. Second, the feed water and condensate system on the right side, and at the bottom, the blowdown system. Let's start with the boiler range. The Vitomax is available as steam or hot water boiler. The steam boilers include the Vitomax LS. LS stands for low pressure steam, up to 1 bar and 2.2 tons. The Vitomax HS. HS stands for high pressure steam, up to 30 bar and 30 tons. The Vitomax RSRW heat recovery boiler, up to 12 megawatt, corresponding to a maximum fuel supply of 80,000 norm cubic meter flue gas at 600 degrees centigrade. And this RSRW is typically used with gas engines and turbines. Finally, the Vitomax HSE and Vitomax hybrid electric boiler with maximum 10 ton per hour steam or 9 megawatt hot water for the pure electric boiler. The hot water boilers, Vitomax LW hot water boiler, maximum 110 degrees, maximum 22 megawatt, and the Vitomax HV for temperatures above 110 degrees centigrade and maximum 20 megawatt. Besides from the boilers, we can supply a wide range of accessories and components on or around the boiler. These are, for example, integrated economizers in different sizes, steam superheaters, which are also available as electric superheaters, service platforms, complete condensate and blowdown systems, feed water pumping modules, thermal deaerators, sample coolers, dosing stations, and boiler plant management systems and process visualization. These items are engineered and manufactured by FISMAN. In few cases, for example, for the freshwater softening or burners, pumps, we cooperate with premium third-party suppliers. Your benefit? With the FISMAN boiler package or system solution, you will get perfectly fitted components with no negative interferences from one single source. So take the chance to minimize your interface management. Last but not least, we would like to mention our containerized mobile boiler solutions. The advantages are quite obvious: turnkey delivery and quick connection to your process, less building costs, shorter project duration, and easy to relocate to other sites. Now let's move on to the topic technical documents. In the beginning, it's all about papers. Paper is written in brackets, as of course we hardly use paper anymore, but electronic files. This topic, as well as all the others, could be a presentation on its own, but I have to kind of rush through it, for this is a condensed short-time presentation. FISMAN already supports your basic engineering with comprehensive and accurate technical documents. Our Vitomax technical guide covers full steam boiler plant basics on more than 300 colored pages. At least I, so far, have not seen any equivalent publication by any other boiler manufacturer. Also later, when we receive your inquiry, you will get a detailed specification which is accompanied by an individual project datasheet, which is fully reflecting your specific project parameters and clearly states assumptions made, if so, where there were no accurate data yet available by the customer. Your benefit? You do not have to extract your specific project data from tables and diagrams in a collective data manual. The quotations are also accompanied by a standard P&ID, which visualizes at a glance what is in scope and what's not. by highlighting the scope in bold printing, and in the same time allowing to check what might have been forgotten to specify in the RFQ. So customer benefit is that this is a lot easier than figuring it out in and between the lines of a multi-page quotation text. Finally, also our installation and operating manuals are comprehensive and perfectly clear, allowing your installer team to perform properly and enabling your operating staff to ensure a safe operation, high boiler availability, and long boiler lifetime. All our documents are available online in our VBooks app. Available spare parts can be easily found in our spare parts app with just a few clicks. Bottom line, the quality of a product is not only reflected by performance and craftsmanship, but also by the quality of technical documentation. At this point, also the appeal to all of you who might be involved in comparing bidder quotations, always make sure to which boundary conditions the quoted performance figures, such as the efficiency, refer to. The equipment we quote is good for 24/7 full load operation, and the given figures refer to exactly the equipment quoted and 24/7 full load conditions, unless otherwise clearly and explicitly stated. You do not have to look for the truth in footnotes or other tiny printed strings attached. Also, please thoroughly compare quoted scope and brands. Let's now move on to the design features of Vitomax. The Vitomax boiler is compatible with all major burner brands because its design considers all design recommendations issued by the German BDH Association. And all major burner manufacturers are members in this association. These recommendations we follow voluntarily, even when the requirements exceed or are not included in the design code. As a result, our customer can rely on the fact that our boilers will perfectly match with the burner. In one case, Vitomax is even used for bench testing at the burner manufacturers. By the way, the term major stands for premium brands. As every technical structure is only as strong as its weakest part allows it to be, we do not see any sense in using a low-end burner on a high-end boiler such as Vitomax. The same goes for any third-party component we use in our boiler solution packages. We always keep an eye on the issue that it has to adequately comply with our own claim for quality. The next feature is the boiler support structure. It is designed with 2 footrails or beams instead of separated saddles. This provides an easy on-site transportation on rollers. It also provides a better weight load distribution to the foundation, so less reinforcement steel is needed. Our support frame has already been certified in projects located in high seismic risk areas. The support frame can be extended to host also a feed pump module or a control cabinet. Vitomax provides an optimized concept for inspection and maintenance openings. All heating surfaces can be properly inspected and cleaned on flue gas and water side. No lifting devices are needed for opening and closing, and there is no need for dismantling the burner or parts of the fuel line to open the boiler front doors. The benefits are shorter downtimes for maintenance and cleaning, full control of the boiler structure, which creates confidence with third-party inspectors and mostly leads to maximum inspection intervals. We now would like to bring up a design feature which characterizes the Vitomax boiler. It is the principle to minimize thermal stress wherever reasonably possible. To achieve this, we use the most powerful CAD FEM tools, allowing to visualize and analyze the stress distribution for any part of the boiler and, of course, optimize it. The first example is the connection of the smoke tubes to the end plate. We apply a cooling notch to the hole in the end plate in order to achieve an almost direct water cooling of the welding. Without the cooling notch, there is a higher risk of thermal cracking and also buildup of boiler water deposits in the small slot, which is even decreasing the heat transfer into the boiler water. Next example are the corner stays which stabilize the shell end plate connection. These are the green parts on the top right picture. These structural elements we design with a significantly lower stress compared to other boilers in the market. On the picture you can see the output of the FEM analysis, which shows critical areas and actual stress levels. On the left side, you can see that nature frequently finds the same best solutions without FEM analysis. In this case, the cause is here that high load stress triggers an increased buildup of wood fibers. So in the end, it looks quite similar in the shape like our stay rods. Next one is the thermal stress reduction in the rear reversing chamber by effective water cooling. Our design uses concentrically arranged stay rods as a suspension for the reversing chamber. So between the reversing chamber and the end plate, there is sufficient space for a highly efficient water cooling. Again, the FEM analysis on the picture left checks and verifies our design. And on we go. This one is about the fire tube arrangement. There are two commonly used arrangements, which are the center side position, top, and the center bottom position below. In Fissmann, we prefer the center bottom arrangement because it provides a higher water level reserve against falling dry of the heating surface and specifically the fire tube in case of system failure or post-evaporation occurrence. Also for the smoke tube arrangement, the FEM analysis was applied. It showed that the frequently used classic 3x60 triangle arrangement, which you see on the right side picture, is not providing the optimum regarding spacing requirements and stress. The optimum arrangement is indeed looking somewhat irregular. You can see it on the left side picture. But it is what it is, the optimum, which is complying with all necessary intertubular and edge distances. Finally, we come to our unique Vitomax design feature, for which we have registered a utility model protection, which is a kind of patent. That's why it is unique. Its main characteristic is a ring-shaped cooling box around the burner insertion tube to which the fire tube is welded. Cooling water circulation is provided by a number of circumferential holes. You can see it on the bottom right picture. And the water cooling completely replaces the usually installed concrete refractory lining. That's good because these concrete refractories are typically subject to wear and require regular inspection, repair, or replacement. Also, the drying process can be difficult and time-consuming with a certain risk of failure. The water-cooled burner to fire tube insertion also adds structural stability to the front side fire tube suspension and so contributes to operational safety. On this slide, we see a comparison between an older boiler design using lots of concrete linings. It's drawn in red, the concrete linings, for the fire tube and reversing chamber suspension, and the fully water-cooled Vitomax on the right side. The only remaining refractory in the Vitomax is the insulation stone for the rear inspection access door, and an alternative solution in this case is not feasible. Finally, a word regarding our thermal performance calculations. They regularly show that our boilers test better than the datasheet values state. We are happy with it, and so we keep the safety margins. In fact, we never had a claim due to shortfall of performance caused by calculation failure. Shortfall incidents always prove to be caused by either changed boundary conditions on the project side or other causes such as heating surface scaling induced by poor water quality. The slide shows a third-party efficiency certificate for a Vitomax and showing a lower flue gas stack temperature than expected, 189 versus 187. At the end of this presentation, some words about our Fissmann Academy. This academy provides education and training to all our partners and also our internal staff. We offer hands-on training in our head offices in Allendorf for all of our products, which allows to train all necessary skills and knowledge for servicing our products on fully functional equipment. This ensures that our service partners worldwide can perform certified services with short responding times and in high quality. Additionally, we offer training sessions as well as a wide range of training videos to make also you become an expert, in case you're not already. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your kind attention. And please do not hesitate to reach out for us in case you have questions or need our project support or a quotation. We well know that we are not always the ones with the lowest price, but this is definitely more than backed up by an added value, resulting from a multitude of customer benefits which nobody else in the market assembles in the way Fissmann does. This presentation aimed at introducing them to you. Despite of the rather short time, I hope we made the grade. Again, you may submit any questions or comments to my email address or give me a call as you prefer. Thank you very much. Goodbye.